This is the spoilers one, right?
Yep, spoilers.
How do you want to like go through the movie?
Oh, I'll tell you.
Okay.
What is going on, movie meals? I started that intro before the thing. I'm going to let them see that spoiler little quick discussion we had.
Oh, really? Okay.
Heck yeah.
Okay.
All right, guys. Spoilers. We're here to talk.
Spoilers.
Initial reaction. Spoiler.
Yes,
We're going to spoil the crap out of Marvel's Avengers Infinity War Part 1 to Part 2.
Well,
Ant-Man dies. No, Ant-Man's not in the movie.
Oh, there you go.
That's spoiler.
That's
a real spoiler.
You guys,
spoiler
we warned you like 80 times.
Spoiler
Go
review.
see the movie. What do you guys do?
Hawkeye won the day.
All you had to do was shoot an arrow.
So, guys, this is a spoiler review. Do you not understand at this point? We've already spoiled one thing. Spoilers. Stop. Get out of here. Get done. The 5 of you that are actually active on the channel, we're out.
Yeah,
all right.
Go.
So let's just say the first thing that comes out of your head. So exactly. First of all, guys, I didn't know, but I was pretty confident it was gonna pick up from Thor Ragnarok. Thor Ragnarok was the episode with the 2-week break before you get the finale.
Yeah, for sure.
And I did not think they were gonna kill Loki for good, and they did.
Yeah, they
did.
They
killed Heimdall for good.
Yeah, I mean they killed these terrific actors in Tom Hiddleston and Idris Elba. You know, like that just goes to show, like, hey man, everything's off the table when it comes to Thanos.
You want to just list off who died?
No, well,
everybody died. And you know, guys, I brought that up before the film. I was like, I think this might end with most of them dying. And everyone was like, no. Vision, that's it. Just gonna be Vision. And then Vision died with the rest of them because they all died.
Well, there we go. Another one. No,
it's a spoiler review. Get over it.
I'm so glad that not only did they go from Thor Ragnarok and just straight into that same scene, basically, in Avengers, but I like that we just initially get Thanos right away. There's no more sitting on the throne, no more reaching for the god. Nope, he's got the gauntlet on. He got the first gem. I always forget what the first gem or what Eddie.
And I'm glad that it was a quick line. It was just he went through and destroyed the Nova Corps and took it. It's not. We didn't need to see the scene.
It kind of makes me excited because I wonder who survived on. Xandar. Because if someone survived on Xandar, we might possibly see Nova. Whether it's in Captain Marvel
wasn't on Xandar.
Xandar was where the Nova Corps is, but the actual superhero Nova might have been could have been the only survivor. We don't know.
But he was in this little cocoon on a different planet by those fancy
you're thinking of Adam Warlock. Yeah, you're thinking of Adam Warlock. Nova's a guy.
God, I got a resident nerd here.
My
gosh.
So I'm wondering. You got something. Let's hear it.
My head just exploded.
What you got a thing? Yeah.
What if? Okay, hear me, guys. We're jumping to the end of the film here. So the end credit scene you all saw because it's a spoiler review.
Yeah, so we'll go from beginning straight to
Captain Marvel. We know she's coming.
Nick Fury.
What if she shows up with a team of Adam Warlock and Nova? What if she shows up with a roster ready to play?
Okay, if you're saying that, then we could possibly see him. We could possibly see Nova. Kevin Feige recently
I was just thinking that.
He's been teasing about an Eternals movie that's about to happen.
What if he brings some of them with? What if she's like, I got a roster.
She could know the Eternals. Maybe they're gonna reboot Inhumans. I don't know. There's a lot that could happen, but we know for sure Captain Marvel's coming, and she's powerful as all heck.
So I'm a nerd, guys. I've read more of the comics now. Yeah. I still don't know a lot about Captain Marvel, but from what this guy has told me, I'm a Star Wars guy. But what you've told me is that she can go toe-to-toe to Thanos.
I believe she can.
Even with the stones?
Well,
but the stones,
that's a different story.
I think the stones are burnt out, though, because of his arm. I think maybe they need to, recharge after one snap. You know, you wipe out half, you gotta recharge.
Or maybe he did what he needed to do, and he's like, you know what? I'm good. I don't need the gauntlet anymore. I did what I wanted to do.
But they're gonna come get him anyway?
Yeah.
Because they want that time. Okay, so here's something that my girlfriend and I were talking about. And it was, because she was saying she was very stuck on that it was the original Avengers really left. It was Iron Man, Captain America, Thor, Hulk.
Right,
and
everyone,
Black Widow.
Half the universe is basically wiped out, but a lot of the
But
OGs.
she was like, all of the new ones are gone.
Yeah.
Like, we're supposed to have, and she's thinking from a movie standpoint, like, all these guys who are left contracts are up, and all these guys are supposed to have signed on. So she came out with this theory where she thinks in the end there's going to be an option with, like, maybe the Soul Stone or something, where they all are going to sacrifice themselves and switch for each other.
Oh.
Iron Man would do
Peter Parker.
But more of them, like, would Rocket go for Groot? Because we still kept Rocket. Like, I don't think do you think they're going to keep all those guys dead? Because are we not getting more Spider-Man movies? Or are they just going to set them all before this?
They said for sure there's going to be a Spider-Man 2 and a Guardians 3.
But
that is on the
why can't that can take place before this event?
I don't know. I know that they want to do for Spider-Man 2 that they want to do like a
Venom
a Europe trip. Like he's gonna go to Europe and do something. I don't know.
Dude.
I don't know if that's a rumor though.
Is this real? We have to wait a year? Don't Star Wars me. Don't do this. Don't make me sit and marinate so the sauce is better. I'm yelling at Kevin Feige because you're watching. I know that's you, Kevin.
Oh,
I see you. Anyway, back to the film. See, everybody died. But no, I just thought of that. I just thought about it out of nowhere, though. What if she is showing up with a crew? And it's not just... Because, okay, so we were talking about this. So Doctor Strange said, I saw, like, what was it? Like,
a million different possibilities, but only one of them is where
we won one time. And we never saw the plan after that. No. My guess... is Doctor Strange said, here's what the plan is going to be to win. We're going to try to get his gauntlet doing this. Mm-hmm. And that's all he told them. And they said, that's how we're going to win. He just saw the one way we're going to win. It's going to work. Boom, we're done. And they do it, and it fails. Yeah. But then when he goes, hey, I'll give you the stone...
After the one-on-one fight with Thanos, after Tony Stark's one-on-one fight, he's stabbed right here.
Blood out his mouth?
Nearly about to die.
What?
Doctor Strange goes, wait, I'll trade you the time stone, but let him live.
And I think he knew Tony was a key. He probably, I mean, he saw the whole future. He saw that he was going to die. But he knew it was the only way to beat Thanos. And he sees whatever we haven't seen yet in a movie that they have said is probably longer than this one. That movie is supposed to be a couple, 10 minutes longer.
And it's crazy.
Are you kidding me?
And it's crazy that this movie didn't even feel long. Like, the pacing...
I need to go see it again 800 times.
I can't believe how well done the pacing was. It's
just like the universe. The movie went like that.
Yeah, he does the finger snap. That was cool. It wasn't the ending, but it was still pretty cool.
When he says you should have gone for the head, though, and you see that Thor for a second had the power to get him, and he just done.
Yep.
And
I was so happy. Okay, he
geek out.
He stabs Thanos with not his original hammer, but with the Stormbreaker hammer. And I am so happy that I was waiting, because in the trailers you see that they're making, it's pretty much a battle axe, but it's the hammer that came from the Ultimates comic. And for me, I really enjoy that version of the hammer. Like, I just think it looks awesome. And like in the trailers, you see him working on trying to make a new hammer, and I'm just thinking, man, if that's gonna be Stormbreaker, I'm gonna lose my mind.
And does it have the Groot handle too?
No, it doesn't. But that was just an extra. That was a cool moment for Groot though, and I really liked that.
That scene was.
I just was so happy. Not only it was the axe, but it was almost the similar costume from the Ultimates. It was just
incredible.
It was cool.
And I love that Peter Dinklage played a dwarf that was a giant.
You know,
I
knew. I kind of figured the odds were pretty certain that he was going to play that character. It did kind of take me out of the movie just because it's Peter Dinklage. He's which is weird because like all these actors are such big names.
No, it didn't take me out. I thought he fit
something really about it took me out just a little, but it's really just my own personal thing. I think everyone else loved it. I'm glad that they did it. It worked well with the story. It made sense for getting his new hammer.
I thought it worked well.
But it just took me out a little, but not too badly. So, just a little. So, I mean...
Spider-Man. That scene with Spider-Man got me.
The one where he's in Tony's arms.
I
as
choked
half the
up,
universe
and he's
is-
saying, "I don't want to go yet. Like
Yeah.
I'm a young hero. I just became an Avenger." And especially when you think about where Tony's like, "You don't come with me. You
Yeah.
get him out of here Friday."
Yeah.
And he stayed.
Yeah.
And as cool as that Iron Spider suit was, to see him holding him and the way they built him up in Civil War
Yeah.
through Spider-Man:
And
Homecoming,
then it just...
it hit hard.
it-
And to
it-
be Tony and have to deal with that.
There was a kid a couple of seasons next to us, this young kid, probably 10 years old,
In a
wearing
Spider-Man
the Spider-Man costume.
outfit.
He's so stoked. And in the movie was in tears because he saw Spider.
He was bawling.
I'm about to-
He was
I'm
in
about to
tears
cry.
for everyone.
Yeah.
Because I mean, my
He
girlfriend was crying next to me too. But I looked over and he
I
was
was-
just bawling.
I was shaken and almost in tears.
Oh my goodness, I felt horrible. And we had kind of been making like we like every time we walked by, we were like, "Hey, Spider-Man, thanks for coming to the movie and checking it out with us."
That kid was so nice, too.
He loved it. He put
Yeah.
on the mask. He was showing me the mask,
Yeah,
and he's
yeah.
like, he's a great kid, and he just crushed his dreams. Russo brothers, what are you
Thanks-
doing?
thanks a lot, Marvel.
You're comedy TV guys.
You guys
You're
are
coming to the
supposed to
movie
be-
world and you break my
You guys
heart.
aren't supposed to be dark and gritty. What's
I
going
love
on,
you guys.
here?
Did you like that one guy in the theater when we clapped at the beginning and he's like, "Directors love that," and it sounded a little sarcastic.
Oh, whatever. I didn't really think.
I
about
loved
it.
that we cheered all the time, and you could hear.
Oh, yeah.
I was doing it too, but half the audience, the second Wakanda pops up and he's like, "I know where we're going."
Oh yeah.
Everyone was just Wakanda forever the whole
Oh, yeah.
time, and it was
Yeah.
incredible. Just the energy.
that entire fight scene on Wakanda is.
Every fight scene. How about that?
It's gonna be
Video one better.
amazing on IMAX.
Oh, it's amazing now.
Like, you can
it's gonna be
tell-
amazing on my phone.
You can
It's
tell
like-
that it was shot on
IMAX
cameras. Like
We're going.
you can't
We're
have
going.
as epic of a scale that is. You had to go with the IMAX format, and we weren't able to go to an IMAX screen yet, but it's
We're gonna
still
go
looked,
probably next year, 2 weeks. From
We
now.
all looked at each other. We were like, "How does it look this?"
I mean, it was
good?
shot on IMAX.
It's Russo.
The CGI was incredible, especially
beautiful,
for,
beautiful
so
space
this is,
shots, beautiful
Everything.
It's cinematography. It's
So this is what I want to talk about. This to me felt like Thanos' origin story.
they were right about that. They were
it,
lying to
It
us.
didn't feel it was an Avenger movie, but I loved every second of Thanos.
Yes.
And when the Soul Stone thing happened, the whole time I'm thinking, well, he loves, in the comics, he loves death. Is Hela coming back? What's going on? You know,
Yeah.
I was like, but when he turns and hits Gamora, I was like, I'm not sure if I'm with this. But then when you
see
see
his
the tear
crying.
on a CGI alien,
Take notes, Justice League.
he couldn't get rid of a mustache.
God,
Come on, man.
they made an alien.
Let's not
warlord
make this
cry.
about DC,
They
okay?
made- sorry,
Let's
just
not
a li-
make it about
sorry,
DC.
sorry,
I know
you're
I
right.
made it about Star Wars, and we will always do that, but not about DC.
Sorry, almost lost my cool there.
Speaking of Star Wars, though.
Oh my God.
No, seriously, this is a point.
Oh,
though.
you're right. Okay, okay.
I haven't got this choked up in a movie since The Force Awakens. Having Star Wars back. This movie,
Yeah.
I was shaking.
Yeah, I
And-
got up and my legs were just like.
There were
ugh.
the whole every time it would cut, I was like, oh thank goodness, and then it went back, and then all of a sudden a new big thing happens, and I'm like, wow, and this whole thing of 3 acts I didn't really feel because it does slow a little bit in the middle, but it never bothered me. It's
Yeah.
because I had
Yeah.
heard some tweets where it was like it's just big, 3 big, and it's got like an 80 something on Rotten Tomatoes right now, which I think is an absolute travesty. And
Really?
You think it's an 80?
I mean, that's still a pretty good grade.
I mean,
Like,
it
I'm
is.
happy with
I
it.
think it.
Justice League only got a. I don't
fantastic.
know what Justice League got.
This is initial reaction. Maybe I'll change my mind. This is my favorite MCU film. Blows everything else out of the water.
I don't blame you.
I don't even think it comes close.
I don't blame you for
I
saying
think.
that.
I think if you and you can argue, oh, the characters are together. Of course, the way they handle it. Different than anything else. Nothing ever felt slow to me at all.
Yeah.
Every moment, every character is a character I want to watch on screen 1,000 times. And as much as I hated seeing like Tom Hiddleston go and Loki go and Idris Elba and all these guys and then everybody, but I just can't. I loved this movie. I think this movie is a 10 out of 10. I think this is a fantastic film. I don't understand when people are like, "Oh, this didn't." I don't get it. I just don't get it. And maybe I'll change my mind and maybe I'll get it in a week.
Yeah.
But right now, initial reaction, I don't get it. I'm drinking that Kool-Aid. I think this movie
You drink
is,
that Kool-Aid.
I think
Do
this
what you
movie is
want, man.
better than the first Avengers. I think it is.
yeah.
I think this could go down as one of the best, if not the best, comic book movie. And you know why? It's because its villain is so dang awesome.
Thanos.
It is, and every fanboy, get ready to type. Right now, when you think of the best comic book villains, it's Joker and it's Thanos. Loki, get out of here. All the rest of
you had your
amazing.
Moment. You had your moment.
Thanos shows up, you feel sympathy for him at times. Because you get it, his planet was wiped away, and he comes in and he's like, people called me a crazy... You know, this is a show I like that I'm a guilty pleasure of, The Walking Dead with Negan.
Yeah.
Thanos has a similar arc where it's the villain, and Joker's like that. It's a villain when you... Well, maybe not Joker, because he's kind of just crazy, but...
I think you mean that version of Joker.
When you just get rid of the Joker comic.
Yeah.
But when you have a character and you feel for him, and it's not only like, because you're kind of like, but it's, you also understand that in his mind, he's right. And those are the best villains, or the villains that they don't, there's that famous quote that Hitler didn't wake up and decide to be bad. That's what he truly believed was good. And when you see that, and you constantly see that throughout the thing, where Gamora's like, you killed... you murder and you think it's mercy. You killed my mom and took me in. You think you're helping and you're not. And he's saying, no, we're killing each other because we're dumb. And if you wipe half of them out, the rest are going to survive better. Because and he's seen it when he goes and conquers planets. It works for him. Yeah. And he is fantastic. I love Josh Brolin.
My favorite...
Come on, Josh.
My favorite part, and I need to talk about this part. My favorite part is when they go... when he and Gamora, because he kidnaps Gamora from the Guardians, and he takes her to where the soul gem is, because she knew where it was for the whole time. So I forget how she knew, but she knew. And they show
she had been tasked to go find it earlier, found the map, burned it.
And then, okay, thank you. And then and there's a Guardian that's guarding the place pretty much, and he takes off his hood, and it's the red bleeping skull. Are you kidding? The red skull.
Incredible. The theater went nuts.
That was...
The nerds, the sweatiness, real.
Red Skull is one of my favorite villains. For some people it may not work, but
I think he's one of the better ones.
For me, Hugo Weaving, with what little was really given to him, does a great job and a really great adaptation of Red Skull. It just works so well. And he went into the cosmos, and he now has to guard one of... Well, he doesn't guard one of the gems. He's pretty much like the keeper of the soul gem.
I thought it was Death at first.
That's what I was thinking, too. I was like, that's an interesting way to go, but... And it's the Red Skull. Are you kidding? That was just a great
Especially
moment,
because fanboys constantly are like, why is Hugo Weaving our way?
Yeah,
he didn't die, he flew away. And this settles it. It's really cool. It hit hard with a crazy... you could hear half the audience didn't know who he was. There were half people who don't
follow every movie.
But the rest of us were sweating.
But that scene as well works so well, because it was the one moment where I was like, wow, they're actually making Thanos a character, not just a caricature. Because in order to get this gem, he has to sacrifice something that he loves, and he realizes that the only thing he really loves is Gamora, is his pretty much adopted daughter. But he takes her, and
the only one of his daughters he really does love.
He tosses her off of a cliff. It just...
And that kills her where he says,
kills her on impact. He does it because he cares so much about his mission, but he in the back of his mind, he hesitates for a moment because he loves... It's just...
Well, he says it too, where he's like, I paused this mission for you once. I'm not doing it again. Yeah. And her speech, too, you never loved anyone like that.
Zoe Saldana.
You lost. She did
Zoe
great.
Saldana probably was one of the characters.
Though. I think anyone who went away in Ash all has a possibility to come back. But anyone who didn't is dead.
All right, so,
So Loki, Heimdall, and Gamora.
Those are the ones that have been
Vision.
axed.
Vision are the ones that are dead.
Man,
I forgot the Vision theory we thought of.
Oh yeah, let's talk about it then, because I'm good with that scene. That was one of my favorite scenes. It's awesome.
Seriously, okay. So we were talking. So Shuri says. Also, Shuri comes back. Claps all around. Love her. Wakanda. All right.
Great character.
So when Shuri comes back, she talks about how she can separate them. And
Vision
she
from
does
the
this last
gem.
little thing, sets it, and I thought she succeeded.
Yeah.
She didn't.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if instead of separating, she put Vision in the stone. and Vision would then be able to manipulate the stone later because he is like, and I think that like that line where Banner is like, you have my brain, Tony's brain, Jarvis, you have Ultron's individual, like you are more than a stone, and if you put that into the stone where the stone is now the body, I could come back. I think that could maybe play a role.
Yeah.
I think it could.
That's a good theory.
Did Doctor Strange see it? I don't know. But that's the first
thing. We don't know what Doctor
When we were talking about it, my girlfriend and I on the drive back, we were like, maybe that's it. And a couple other different theories, like the other one I mentioned earlier. But that's it. What you go. Take a minute. Talk about something.
Oh man, I really like it that they found clever ways in order to have these characters like meet up with each other, and then was able to just slide their way through. Like we see Bruce was able to go from the ship that Thor was on all the way down to,
and it made sense to me because I think Heimdall knew this guy's got the better shot, and that opening fight though,
against Hulk and Thanos,
and I love that Hulk is scared to take over when normally he's not afraid of anything.
Once he lands on Earth and turns back into Bruce Banner, Bruce keeps trying to, all right, we need the Hulk now, we need the Hulk. But Thanos whooped him so good that Hulk is like, no, I'm
not fighting this guy.
Yeah, you kidding me? No way.
And I think that's an interesting
entire movie. There's almost no Hulk because and it was great because
which is great because you get more Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah, and I think since we got so much of Hulk in Thor Ragnarok, that was nice to have Mark Ruffalo play Bruce Banner. And I liked what Bruce was able to do. Like, he had some of the funniest lines, in all honesty.
And Mark Ruffalo's a funny guy. He really is.
He needs to do more comedies.
Or spotlight movies. I don't care.
But I mean, he is a funny guy, though.
Mark. But he's a funny guy. But he, I love that they did that. And it kind of showed you that Banner was, he's a man. This guy's still a super genius too. And him being in the Hulk bust, and I love that line too, where he's like, "This Cyber kicked the crap out of me," and then he starts losing. He's like, "Hulk, you need to come out." And he's like, "No," and then he comes back. He's like, "Fine, I'll do it."
It's like, what do you mean, no?
It's so funny, especially when at the beginning when they see the big guy and they're like, "Well, we could all individually fight you, but Hulk could probably beat your butt." And then Hulk's like, "I'm not fighting."
Like in the beginning, they're like, "No, Hulk can't really stop him."
And that line with Loki is so funny because it harkens back to the first Avengers when he goes
like, "I have an army, we have a Hulk."
Yeah, we have a Hulk. Boom, Hulk shows up, and you're like, and it's balls to the wall immediately.
Yeah.
And then Hulk gets the crap beat out of him.
Yeah.
What?
Without the glove, like basically Thanos only has one gem or stone at this time, so to see him be able to take out Hulk,
but it was the Power Stone, wasn't it? Isn't that the one that they had on? That's the purple one, isn't it?
Yeah, maybe
so the Power Stone.
Okay, so that was that probably, but even still, you're
also though when he's got all of them but one, and Cap you still have that smirk. He's like, "You did," and then you see like, "Stop in my gut. Well, I guess I'll hit you with my normal hand."
Can we talk about Captain America
being? Oh, he got a roaring applause when he showed up. Yeah. And everybody knew it was him, but the second he walked in, everyone just, get him! I had so many moments of that in the movie, though, where I was literally shouting, get them. Yeah. It was like a horror film where you're like, why are you going in there,
Don't open the door.
Like, don't open the door. But this time it was like, go kick their butts. We just lost someone. Loki, go!
I loved seeing this is a different Captain America, guys. This is...
Yeah.
He doesn't care anymore. Like, He literally is just grizzled. He is just tired after what happened in Civil War, where he's just like, you know what? Let's just go at this alien army with everything they got.
Gonna get home?
Sorry. And I noticed that this was going to be a completely different Cap when he goes back to the new Avengers headquarters, and Don Cheadle's Rhodey is talking to General Ross, and through a hologram. General Ross is a hologram, and when they both see Cap come in and they're back with their team or whatever, General Ross is like, "You guys need to be arrested."
Arrest him.
And Captain America's just like, "I don't care what you do. You need us, and we're gonna do this."
And that line too, where he's just like, "If
I was just like, he's completely different. This is unhinged, untamed. He's just gonna do."
I hope we get to see that old shield back, though. I hope they make a new one like the way they did. I love his Black Panther more style shield, but and he just that fight scene in Wakanda though, man, wow.
Yes, I love seeing unhinged Captain America.
Yeah.
It's something different. It makes sense after what happened in Civil War, where he's just like, you know what, don't give any Fs right now. Like, this is
especially because another army is on its way to wipe out the world, and he's
Yeah.
like, "Look what your accords are saying." Your ladies are like, "No, don't do this." No, we're handling this.
You literally need us.
And I felt bad for the Wakandans, man, because a lot of they're BA. Don't get me wrong, but they were human. Now all of them have what Black Panther has. So.
Yeah.
But
Wakanda
can we talk about though when the one daughter of Thanos is fighting Scarlet Witch, and then all of a sudden she's like, "You're alone," and then all of a sudden you hear Scarlet Witch be like, "She's not alone."
Black
and you
Widow
see,
and is it Okoye? I think it's
Okoye. Or,
I believe it's Okoye.
Sorry, we get the names wrong. We're white. but it's Denai Guerrero's character, the great actress from The Walking Dead. So, and that fight scene's incredible, and I loved the way Scarlet Witch was handled too, and I've not loved her in some of the other versions. I felt
like she did take a back seat, but she did have moments.
Well, they all kind of took some back seats.
I think she was definitely one of the ones where she took the back seat the most, but I think her action moments were really what people were like, yeah, we like this character.
Every Guardian died but Rocket.
Oh God. Yeah, you're right.
Every guard. At first, I was like, "Is it just?"
I also, sorry, real quick. I also want to say, like, this is a very different Rocket. It seems like this is a more matured version of Rocket than from the last two. I think after what happened in Guardians 2, like, he's really grown up a little bit more, and you saw that. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, you can.
No, you're always good to do.
Well, you're good too.
I want to just jump because it popped into my head. I want to talk about it.
Please.
Let's talk about that post-credit scene a little bit more. So first of all, we had a long conversation before we filmed. I think we might have talked about it in the Ultron review a little bit. How if Colby Smulders is going to come back as that agent.
Oh yeah, it was in the agent.
And when I heard that voice, I was like, called it.
You looked over at me,
they're
Kyle.
bringing everyone. I literally was like, Kyle. And I love that they're just driving and they're like, oh my gosh, like something's going down. Yeah. And I love that he's like, crap, and he goes, I got some. You know,
I like that he pulls out of his pocket. He's like,
he went and got it. He got it in the back seat.
I love that he just had that around. Like, he could have added any other movie, but he's just like.
You know, though, this third act of Captain Marvel is going to be so epic. It's gonna make the audience be like, all right, Thanos. Like it's gonna make us.
It's the Spider-Man thing. You know, like we had the little. It's gonna be almost like that. Like basically, we had our Spider-Man movie, and we really love that character, and then when he passes away in this Avengers movie, we're like, oh God, it really hits us. I think with Captain Marvel, we're gonna be like, all right, we're on board with this character, and when we see her come to the next Avengers movie, and she's just ready to take over and do damage, we're gonna be like, yeah.
Well, I think that third act is not gonna be difficult for her, and the person she fights is gonna be real tough, and I think it's gonna like. At the end, we're going to feel like Thor. Like, what else do we have to lose? Just a few Avengers left, and then we find out the person coming to save our butts might have a team. Heard it here first. And if she just shows up... could you imagine if let's just say just Adam Warlock and Nova. That's it.
Yeah.
I'd lose my mind.
Yeah.
I don't know who the other people you were talking about are. I've heard about them. I need to look up, read some comics, but I know who Adam Warlock...
Eternals are way out of my wheelhouse. Like I know I heard that name, and
I had heard that
after that though, I was like, I don't know that much, but cool. Like that'll be.
Could you imagine though, or if like her post-credit scene could literally be her like years later, and it's just her like sitting somewhere, and she hears a beep beep, and she looks up and sees like a distress signal, and she's like, Adam. Nova, let's get out of here.
And they're like, okay, Captain Marvel.
The one little cop-out I did think... Now, in the comic, does Thor's new little hammer also have the ability to travel through space and time? Or is that just a cop-out because they needed to find a way to get him there?
I mean, who knows?
I think it was a cop-out.
I'm sure...
Because his line was so kind of like... To me, it was thrown in there where he's kind of just like... It's like, what's that symbol? Oh, it's also can do what Heimdall did. Hey, the rumor is that it can. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But I love that they don't even show, like, they don't... Because did they... Maybe I just don't remember. They didn't show that shot, though, of him with the lightning up. Lifting the hammer up. That's in the trailer.
No, but there was a lot of shots in the trailer that wasn't in the movie.
I know,
I mean,
but
like the running shot of them
didn't
in
do
the
that,
woods
and
having the Hulk in the back, that wasn't.
But that made me happy because that is them giving out fake scripts, shooting some fake scenes that are awesome, and they put them in the trailer.
And it's funny because most people usually hate that. They usually go like, "Oh, why isn't ever all the scenes in here in this?"
I'm sorry.
It especially works for this movie. Like,
no, it works
for how much secretiveness was put into this movie. Like, there needed to be some fake scenes. Like, yeah,
I love this Captain Marvel team idea.
Well, okay, so we got the Avengers, we got the Revengers. What would this one be? The Space Vengers?
What's the Revengers?
In Thor Ragnarok, the joke when they're like, "We're the Revengers."
Oh yeah.
This one's the Space Vengers.
And there are characters so Ant-Man and the Wasp has to take place before this, right? It's got to end with him looking on.
Because there was a side comment being like, "Yeah, after we got out of prison, Hawkeye."
They took a plea deal.
Yeah, Hawkeye and Scott Lang took a plea deal so that way they could be with their families. And I bet Ant-Man and the Wasp, and it makes more sense with the trailer. Ant-Man and the Wasp will be when he's taking that plea and he has to be on house arrest. Basically.
I think that could end with him being like, "Hey, a bunch of like
why is everyone?
What if Ant-Man and the Wasp post-credit scene ended with Ant-Man or the Wasp disappearing. Dying with one of them.
I was thinking about that. I was thinking about that, but I was thinking about that with his daughter. Like, because I'm just messed up in the head that way. Like, that would be...
But any of them. And he's like, Cap calls, he's like, "Cap, what happened?" And Cap's like, "I'm the only one left." And like, what if that's how they just get... Or it's a scene of him visiting Hawkeye and their daughters have become friends and they watch their daughters together. I'm even more screwed up.
Oh my god, if their daughters know each other, because there's a version, because Scott Lang's daughter, Cassie Lang, does end up becoming the next, like, Ant
She's
woman.
pretty young, though.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, in the future, like, they could have this idea of maybe having, like, young Avengers, where, like, Hawkeye's daughter...
now we're getting so sweaty.
Yeah,
that's not happening. There's no way.
I mean, in a possible... I mean... They're gonna do an Eternals movie. What the heck's the Eternals? Like, we could have young Avengers. Why not?
Kyle, they had a person be a living planet.
Oh god, how cool is
Relax.
That was.
Star-Lord's half a planet.
God, I'm sorry. Every time I think of Ego, actually seeing Ego as a planet, that's awesome.
Seriously, but like,
I'm thinking
you got it. Like, that's probably gonna be the post-credit scene, is him losing someone, because you're gonna need him in the next one. You're gonna need all hands on deck.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's him disappearing himself, and it's going to be Evangeline Lilly being like, "What the fladingle is going on? I gotta go contact these Avengers guys." Shows up, and she's like, "Cap, what's going on?" Cap's like, "I don't know. Everyone vanished."
He's gonna be like, "Who are you?"
And when Black Panther went, though,
that was
you
perfect.
could hear the anger, and this is. Guys, smart moving it up a week. Smart getting a little closer to Black Panther, especially riding off that wave. Mm-hmm. You literally rode off, like, you were on, like, a dinosaur, and then you jumped on the Megalodon from the Meg, and then you jumped onto another dinosaur. I don't know what I just said. Anyway. I just had to squeeze the Meg in there somewhere. But they rode the wave of Black Panther and just formed a bigger wave. Like, you could feel everyone being like, "No."
But
it's not supposed to be Cap and Iron Man left. It's not. It's supposed to be Doctor Strange and Scarlet Witch and all these new Avengers.
It's a quick moment, but it's such a really great editing job. Like, because literally he just turns a corner looking at Okoye. Again, sorry if I'm remembering the wrong character's name. But he turns the corner and he's like, "We need to do..." And, like, he couldn't even finish the sentence. Like, he was like, "We need to do something before, like, more people die." And then, boom, he's just... gone, and like the shock on her face was everyone else.
How cool was that scene when they were all running towards the aliens, and then Black Panther and Cap take off way faster, and they're and Black Panther, I made sure to notice he had the lead on Cap there.
Did he now?
Yeah, he did. All right. And then he jumped and wiped 3 of them out.
I loved how it wasn't the battle scenes weren't gory, but like you could tell like a lot of stuff was happening where like they
I
had
mean,
to.
those aliens, they were showing their skin getting ripped off. It just didn't have like.
And that was back to the
super
unhinged thing.
violent.
Like Cap, I saw that the most where he was just like, "Screw you! I'm gonna kill you!" Like
Even
he's
with
just,
the blood coming out of Tony's mouth, though, that's something you don't see in Marvel movies, dude.
again, where's this grittiness coming from? We like
So
the jokes.
can we mention? That's the point I'm about to bring up. This son of a gun. The jokes, too many of the jokes. Thor Ragnarok, Guardian, didn't work. It didn't work for me in Guardians either. I get it, the jokes. And I looked at everyone, and I was like, I bet you Infinity War knocks you flat on your butt.
Yeah.
And you're going to be missing the jokes because everyone's going to die. And I remember you looking me in the eye and being like, maybe. And I was like, well,
I didn't know.
It's going to happen. And they still had the jokes. But man, those jokes, you miss them when Peter Parker is hugging Tony Stark, saying, I don't want to die yet. And he is disappearing into dust.
Where's the joke? There's a joke, right? Come on.
I choked up. I didn't have a tear fall.
Oh, I was
But
close.
I got dang close.
I was, I do.
Tom Holland, you're such a good actor.
I have
I wanna be
complained.
you in another life.
I have complained about
Please.
the jokes that Marvel tends to do. This was done well in this movie. It really was done
That's
well.
because
the
every
Russo
other
brothers,
minute they're killing people, Kyle. Loki died in the first
The
8
Russo
minutes.
brothers just timed the humor well where it needed to. Like, it didn't take away from any dramatic moments. It really helped relieve yourself of all the tension that was happening before diving right back
But
into
it
the
made sense
tension
with the
again.
characters, too,
It
that
does,
we're
yes,
meeting. because-
absolutely.
Especially when, like, Doctor Strange, who's a big ego, meets
Yeah.
Tony Stark, who's a big ego. And, like, you feel that, where he's like, oh, for the first time ever, I don't work for you, so I'm not going to agree to you. I'm here for the
I love that line.
stone.
It was kind of like a dig at Iron Man back in Civil War, basically, where, like, it just felt like he was just being full-on commander and just was being, like, the worst leader. And, like, it's like Doctor Strange literally saw what was happening. He was like, oh, I'm not going to take orders from you. Look what you did. You broke up the Avengers, basically,
That
dude.
scene,
like,
too.
It's a small line, but it works well.
That scene, though, when Iron Man is like, you've been haunting my dreams for 6 years since the first Avengers. And then Thanos goes,
yes.
yeah, me too, pal.
Yeah, right back at you.
I've been having nightmares about not killing you. I'm like, I gotta fix this problem.
I'm really glad that they harken back to not only the first Avengers, but also Iron Man 3.
And Age of Ultron.
Yeah, and Age of Ultron, and Civil War. They did a great job.
And, the first Avenger. A little bit of Thor 1 and 2.
Some people may forget
all of them.
about Tony's PTSD, but it really was coming back into this one, and I really appreciate that.
Well, you
'Cause
remember
that was
it in
one
Ultron,
that was
too.
one of the gleaming moments about Iron Man 3, was like they took this real thing that came from like an alien invasion and mixed it in with that character.
Yeah, but like the rest, like, what are you doing, Black Widow? Like, you're a great assassin. How are you not having PTSD? How is the super genius the only one being like, why are you all so calm?
I mean, he went to space and saw it, like...
They all fought an alien army. Okay, I will say this, though. I did think when she killed... I knew he had the time stone, but I kind of, like, blanked it when they were killing Vision, when Scarlet Witch was killing him.
Oh, I mean, I saw that coming, but it was still cool. So
I didn't see it coming because I was so wrapped up in, like, they got it.
Yeah.
And I also had kind of convinced myself that I thought Doctor Strange had put, like, a spell on the time stone and that something was going to happen.
Yeah.
When he used it or something, and it didn't happen. But when she kills him, I was thinking, so the way Thanos is gonna lose at this movie is he's gonna lose from the stone he sent with Loki to go get the Tesseract. And I thought that was incredible. Like, and then it didn't happen, and it got even better. And then Thor's like, "I'm gonna win anyway," and everyone's like, "I think Thor just won." And then he goes, "Huh? No!" And you're like, "Oh my!"
And what was great about that scene where he reverses time in order to get Vision? Because what happens is basically Vision realizes that Thanos is coming closer, and he's like, "Scarlet Witch, you gotta kill me. Like, we can't get this stone out in time. You have to kill me." So she kills him, basically destroying the stone. And then basically Thanos goes, time stone, reverses time, grabs Thanos, rips it out of his head. Like, basically he got Vision to die, made him come back to life, and had him die again. That's messed up.
Or had him die not looking at the woman he loves.
Yeah.
And I felt that relationship. I thought they killed it.
It was surprising. Because
you get a little bit of it in Civil War.
They didn't address it as a little bit, but not to the point where it was believable in Civil War, at least I think.
2 years have passed, though.
But somehow, in the limited amount of time, they were able to make Vision and Scarlet Witch's relationship believable.
I don't think their goal in Civil War was to make you believe. I think their goal was to just hint at it. I think that, and I felt that in Civil War.
But even the hinting, it wasn't working as well as it could have.
Sure,
I think.
sure.
But it.
Anything else you want to talk about, or should we wrap this up? I never felt it was slow in the middle. I loved the talking. It just like we were talking about in the other videos, when they just talk, it's really interesting, and all the characters coming together. I mean, Bucky spinning, just saying, "Oh, Raccoon, okay," God. And picks him up and spins him around. I mean, Groot again.
I mean, Avengers had like 5 scenes where like they're memorable. Ultron might have had the same amount, maybe a little more, maybe a little less.
I think this whole movie's memorable.
This one, yeah, there's 20, 30 scenes that you can list.
More than that. There's more.
Off the top of my head,
there's more. The whole film from start to finish.
32 scenes.
And I loved that their credits, their first credits, was just giving the actors their due.
Yes.
And just giving the whole audience a moment to just sit. And it felt like, guys, we get out at like, a few people clapped at the end, but for the most part, we kind of had like, we got out of a dark drama with a bunch of people. You know, like we got it a while back when we saw American Sniper, and we left after American Sniper, and it was a pretty packed house, and the audience kind of left quiet. It wasn't that quiet, but it was different. Everyone was like, they didn't win. And I want to make this point before I forget it, because I saw a couple of the instant tweets where people were like, you could definitely tell this is a part 1. And I get it, but I think it's because you're mad you lost. Because we lost in the movie. That's why people are like, oh, this is definitely a part 1, because I want my happy ending. I want my happy ending. Jokes. This is the Empire Strikes Back of the MCU. This is their season finale of the best season they might have had yet. And this thing is incredible. When they finally wrap this up, and Kevin Feige's like, we're going to take a break from all Marvel movies for 10 years, and we're going to reboot everything. And no, when that happens,
I mean,
when they get all the characters back and they focus on Fantastic Four for a while and they move off, and that box set comes out, I'm taking the 3 days it takes to watch all these back to back. I have to. I need to see what this feels like. I want to take, when it all comes out, I want a summer where I, in my room, can just sit and just watch. Where I go to work, come home, and I can just keep watching the movies to really get that TV vibe. Because we have to wait, what is it, a year until Avengers?
Yeah, it's literally a full year from now.
Is it coming out next April?
April, May, something like that, yeah.
Can they just move it up to now? Could you imagine if they announced that, oh, by the way, Avengers 4 is coming out in July of this year?
That's also something I wanted to touch on, was Avengers 4. They don't tell you what the title is yet. And
that's important.
I think it's going to be at Comic-Con. Oh, wait, no, they're not going to be at Comic-Con. Never mind, scratch that.
I don't know when to tell us until, the first trailer.
Yeah.
Which would be cool.
But my theories were what else?
Is Secret Wars is what people have been guessing.
That was
it goes
the number
Infinity
one.
War to Secret War.
I was thinking.
Secret War involves these characters?
Well, yeah, it involves all of these characters. It's not a Thanos story, but it involves all of the Marvel universe.
Okay.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe Secret Wars are gonna do. Maybe that it's just gonna be called Infinity Gauntlet was the next one. I honestly don't have any idea what this is.
I know what it's gonna be called.
What's
Avengers.
It gonna be called?
Avengers. Captain Marvel shows up with a crew. That's the name of it.
Captain Marvel shows up with the Space Avengers.
I bet you they wait for a trailer. And Kevin Feige...
They must be, because they're not coming to Comic-Con.
Kevin Feige said this, though. Everybody's like, so you haven't announced, officially what the movie is after Avengers. What's up? And he goes, you guys need to wait and see this. And he's saying, and having Ant-Man and then Captain Marvel to finish because this is basically it's a short season 4 is what we're getting. We're getting a short season 4.
3.5.
And we're getting, it really is. We're going to get a short season 4, and we're going to get 3 movies, and it's going to top everything off. And he might end it where, they say, hey, give us 3 years, the MCU's over for now, Sony can take Spider-Man and make movies before this, or something like that. And
wouldn't that be something?
And it's going to involve Venom, and... Anyway.
Yeah, your prediction of well, I guess
This is a part 1, Kyle.
True, but
well, I said I could see where he got the symbiote to fight Thanos.
Yeah, they call it
which
symbiote
since he's
symbiote or whatever they call it now with Venom. Anyway, I'm
it's just I think a different pronunciation.
Probably, I'm just making. But
since Spidey died, my other guess was that it was a remnant of the ship. Since it is loosely based, is my guess it'll be like an alien ship from that war. You know, like that'll.
Yeah.
And then the guy finds it. You know, it was on one of the ships or something. And even the side characters though, like Thanos's like kids or whatever, and one guy's like, I've never failed him. Oh my god, I loved when he's like, have you seen that movie Aliens? And when he said that, I was like, which way are you going? I didn't immediately think shoot him out of space, but then it worked really well, and it sticks with Peter's. And then the Footloose line was so funny.
Oh, he was like,
Footloose still the greatest movie of all time? No, it was never. What?
His expression is just like, what the.
And them talking together works so well because you get those egos, and you get Star-Lord, you know, who's like, how about we do my plan? My plan. Like, it worked really well, and
everyone's relationships just worked.
They knocked this out of the park.
Yeah.
And if I'm sitting there as Chris Evans, and they've got reshoots coming up for 4 here in the next few months.
What is it called?
Who cares? Give it to me now.
Care.
You could call it Kevin Feige pooping in a bucket, and I would go see the film. So I took your joke.
I know you did. Yeah.
I would watch that movie though if Kevin Feige pooping in a bucket.
Oh yeah, I'd be like, bravo.
How'd they get that CGI bucket there?
I can't believe he just aimed so perfectly.
So I think we're a little burned out from nerding out too long. So I think we'll call it here, guys.
Yeah.
Won't give out any scores yet, even though I've already said it's a 10 out of 10 for me.
My brain's fried. There's no
numbers. It's going to be a 9.5 for him. I know. I think he's being ridiculous. He won't pick a 10, but he might. Maybe he'll shock.
Maybe this is the one time.
But we're going to... So we'll post this. This will be up. You're seeing this video probably Sunday, Monday-ish. Give people time to see it. And then in the next 2 weeks, we'll have our new video box dinner, which will come up after we find out who wins this box office, and then the following week, probably, when we go to go see it, at least once in IMAX, then we'll probably sit down and have like a nice... Wanted to do kind of what we did with The Last Jedi on my podcast, where, you know, because people are going to be talking about this. It's going to be a conversation topic. You're going to hear this in your classrooms and your work all the time from now on. So, you know, people are going to still be thinking and theorizing. All the theories I just said and created, I thought of on my own. So you heard it here first. I have a video recording of it. I literally got out of the movie and thought of them. So when people start thinking about it and then it happens, I thought of it. All right. Guys, thanks for sticking with us for incredibly long and nerding out. Please like, comment, subscribe, share, hit that little bell so you get notifications every time we post, as always. And Mom, thanks for watching.
Go see it. Go see it once, twice, 3
I'm at
times.
800 times. Make it win a lot of money. Give it a lot of money. See you guys.
Yeah. Took my line.